Hello everybody, it's the Worm, and welcome back to Steins Gate. Starting off on a a very sad scene here, and unfortunately it's probably only get sadder. Let's not linger too long and actually get started here. I said pretty much everything I think I needed to say about the previous ending, so let's go ahead and take the other option this time. We're going to go ahead and send the D-mail. That should reverse the effects of the D-mail that Feyris sent. This should end up with her father having died, and it will lead to Akihabara returning to the Moe. So let's go ahead and see the outcome of this. Achievement. Okay. Alright. Well, I think that number went up. But, you know what, I can actually check. Let me see. I have the document with all the D-mails. Oh yeah. Yep, that looks like the right trajectory. The number went up instead of down. Okay, and we're back at the lab rather than at her apartment. My head spins, I feel faint. Slowly the world reasserts itself. I have teleported to the lab development room. Feyris is standing next to me. Reading Steiner is telling me that the world line has changed. Additionally, the injuries to the viral attackers inflicted on my body have vanished, so has the pain. Feyris is standing in the center of the room looking around. The tears that were in her eyes just a moment ago are gone. Kyoma, do you know where Feyris' phone went? Just a moment ago, Feyris was fighting to hold back her tears, but that Feyris is no more. In her place is the usual cute, cheerful Feyris, with an impish smile on her face. I look at the phone in my hand. It's not my phone, but one with several cute, girly cat doll phone straps attached.
携帯ならここに。
Here's your phone. Feyris walks up to me with a teasing smile on her face. She pokes at my fingers with her index finger. Kyoma, did you see what was inside? Feyris gently takes her phone from my hand. If you did see it, then please forget about it. Can't let that cat out of the bag, or else they will awaken. Come on, Kyoma. You're supposed to say something, like, who the hell are they, or something.
すまない。
I'm sorry. Before we sent the D-mail, Feyris said she didn't want to forget. And I lied that she would surely remember. Kyoma's acting weird. You usually act all pompous and... I embrace Feyris suddenly, pulling her to me as tightly as I can.
すまない。
I'm sorry. Feyris remembers nothing. Nothing about her victory at the Rhinet tournament. Nothing about our escape from the viral attackers. Nothing about her father riding up in his limousine to save her. Nothing about how we talked alone in her bedroom. Nothing. She remembers nothing. Everything that happened on that world line was undone. What happens to that world line, I don't know. Maybe, like Suzuha said, it still exists as another possible world line. Or maybe it ceased to exist the moment I sent the D-mail. Yeah, that's kind of the question I keep coming back to. You'd have to be a god to observe each and every world line, so it's pointless to worry about it. But one thing is clear. I can never return to that world line again. Feyris can never see her father again.
今日が大胆なのにゃ隣の部屋にいるマユシンにバレちゃうよにゃ
Kyoma, this is really bold of you. Mayushi's in the next room, she'll find out, you know?
すまない。
I'm sorry. The only thing I can do is apologize. We got mail. From Mayuri. Mayuri, they had a fight. Kaede-chan had a fight with her boyfriend. How do I get them to make up? Mayushi's never had a fight with anyone, so I think it's mysterious. I couldn't fight with the person I like. That's because you're a gentle girl, Mayuri. Yes, it is mysterious. Why are people so cruel to each other? Since when do you have someone you like? I figured you'd put food before romance. LOL. Let's do that one. See if we can maybe provoke a response. Now, I believe someone mentioned at some point, this might have been Lise, if I'm remembering correctly, that, well, I think I was already a bit there, but it was good to have attention brought to it. With Feyris, we were thinking, well, when the event first occurred, I said something like, it seems that she's developing a sort of reading Steiner, right? But there are a few things different with it. There are a few differences. For one, it seems like it actually, after thinking about it for a little bit, it seems more like how, if you remember how time leaping was originally described by Karisu, she said that your memories get sent back, but not your consciousness. So the person, or if you're sending it, you have to send it to yourself. The you in the past will get your memories in the future, and they'll have, you know, a sort of two sets of memories. Now, I don't think that Feyris time leaped or something like that, but what happened with her seems a bit more similar to that than reading Steiner, because it was still Feyris, the Feyris of that particular world line, but she suddenly got memories of the other world line, the one where her father died. So there's that part to it, but then there's the question was something like, well, what caused it? And I believe it was Lise who brought this up. It happened when she was in May Queen, and we brought up something, I think it might have been the kidnapping or something like that. So it was in May Queen, we were talking about May Queen and mentioned things from her past, and that seemed to all at once caused her memory to, that set of memories to manifest in some way. So, you know, so part of me, as we see that Feyris doesn't remember, part of me's wondering, could there be a way to do that again? Obviously, we should be in a world line where it is Moe again, so May Queen should still be around. So obviously, I don't think the same thing's going to work twice. But if there could be a method for somehow getting people to remember, like, why was it that? I don't know. Still too many unknowns. But because it's not like she got memories from tons of other world lines. She got memories of a specific world line. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to say it seems clear that it's not reading Steiner. It's something separate from that. We just have no idea exactly what it is or how it occurred. Okay. Let's continue. On this world line, Mayuri invited Feyris to come hang out at the lab. Apparently she came to see a costume Mayuri had made. Feyris has work after this, so she soon leaves the lab. After seeing Feyris off, I head to toward Yanabayashi's shrine. On the way, I stop at Chuodori and take a look around. They're back. The Moe stores exist again. Animate, Tora no Ana, Mandarake, Gamers, Lomterra, Melon Books, Asobit City. They've all returned to the streets of Akiba. There's a gigantic anime-themed banner hanging in front of the soft map building. Maids walk the streets handing out leaflets. Cosplaying girls advertised in storefronts. But the return of this familiar scenery brings no relief to my heart. There is only pain, for everything I see confirms that Feyris has lost her father. But I can't stop here. I shake my head and hurry to the shrine. On the way, I notice that the satellite is missing from Radikan's rooftop. Of course it is. Suzuha is gone. The thought brings a new pang of grief to my heart. Mayushi does have someone she likes. Oh, snap. Before this is over, how much more pain will I shoulder? I'm gonna say a lot more, but that's just a guess. I pass beneath the archway and enter the silent courtyard. I walk up to the main building and jab the intercom. After a few presses, I get a reply.
Hi, どちら様? Okabe-san.
Yes, who is... Ah, Okabe-san. Lukako comes out. Hello, Lukako. It's been a while. Girly as always, even though he's a guy. No, wait. This Lukako is a genuine girl.
Lukako, お前の父上に聞いてくれ。IBN5100 という古いパソコンがここに奉納されているはずなんだ。
Lukako, someone should have donated an old computer to the shrine several years ago. Can you ask your dad about it for me?
古いパソコン?
Huh? An old computer? I think Lukako went pale when I mentioned the computer. She lowers her face immediately, so I can't be certain.
お父さん、呼んできます。
I'll go call my dad. Lukako hurries inside. It looks like she knows something. Lukako's dad soon appears.
これは法王院君。いつも娘がお世話になっております。
Well, if it isn't Hoin-kun. Thank you for taking care of my daughter. I rush the greeting and get down to business.
この神社に10年ほど前に古いパソコンが奉納されたはずなんですが、ご存知ですか?
If I'm not mistaken, there was an old computer donated to this shrine about 10 years ago. Do you know about it?
古いパソコン? 確かにそんな記憶がありますね。
An old computer? Why, yes, I do remember that.
本当ですか?
Really? Yes, finally. I've returned to the world line with the IBN 5100.
ぜひ見せてもらいたいのですが。
Please, I need to see it.
いいですよ。ちょっと待っていてください。
Sure, please wait here. Luca's dad heads inside the sanctuary in the back. But I don't think it's going to be there. Lukako has been silent this whole time. She keeps touching her hair and looking around nervously. Something is definitely wrong with her.
俺が怖いか、ルカ子。
Are you afraid of me, Lukako?
気持ちはわかる。何しろ俺は、その、お前の、大事なところを触ってしまったというか、なんというか。
I guess that's one way to put it. Yeah, this was a thing that happened, huh? I understand. I mean, I touched your naughty bits, I guess. Crap. I just made things more awkward. I didn't have to say it like that. And yet, you did anyway.
岡部さんが怖いだなんてそんなことないです。
I'm not afraid of you, Okabe-san.
あのことはすごく恥ずかしかったですけど。
That was really embarrassing, though.
悪かった。
Sorry.
はい。
Okay.
ところで、お前も IBN5100 のことは知っているのか？
By the way, do you know about the IBN 5100? No. Lukako shakes her head in an unnatural way.
知らないです。
I've never heard of it.
だが、以前電話したとき、知っているような素振りを見せなかったか？
But when I called you before, it sounded like you knew about it.
そんなことは。
No, Lukako is looking more and more uncomfortable. Maybe I'm pushing her too hard. I should back off. I did a terrible thing to this girl. So it might be best if I stop treating her as my disciple. I need to treat her like a lady from now on. If I don't, I could get sued for sexual harassment or charged with attempted rape or indecency or something. But how exactly do I treat her like a lady anyway? I just treat everyone the same, pretty much.
マユリの作ったコスは結局着ないのか？
So, you're not gonna wear the costume Mayuri made?
はい。
Oh, no.
恥ずかしいから。
Because it's embarrassing?
はい。
Yes. Why is this girl so lacking in confidence? I guess she can't help it if it's in her nature. But didn't she say her reason for becoming a girl was to gain confidence in the first place? Yes, we had an interesting conversation about that, didn't we? And yet, she's a girl now, but she still seems the same inside. Yeah, was that whole, the grass is greener on the other side sort of thing?
おかしいな。
That's strange. Luca's dad returns. His timing is good. My conversation with Lukako wasn't going anywhere.
見つかりましたか？
Did you find it? I try asking just in case, but he looks confused. Obviously something unexpected has happened.
それが見つからないんですよ。
Well, I couldn't find it.
見つからないとは？
You couldn't find it.
確かに古いパソコンを受け取った記憶はあるのですが、倉庫のどこにもないのです。
I remember receiving an old computer, but it's not in the storehouse anymore. The IBN 5100 isn't here? I press my hands to my temples and stifle a groan. The world line is still twisted. The IBN 5100 is like a mirage floating in front of me. I can see it, but never reach it.
確認させてください。ここへ PC を奉納していったのは秋葉ルミホさんで間違いありませんか？
Pardon my asking, but the PC was donated by Akiya Rumio-san, correct?
おや、なぜそれを？もしかして知り合いですか？
Huh? How did you know? Do you know her by chance?
ええ、友達です。
We're friends.
ルミホちゃんはとても立派な女性になられましたな。
Rumiho-chan has grown up to be a splendid young lady, hasn't she?
彼女がまだ小学生の時でしたよ。執事の黒木さんと一緒にこの神社を訪ねてきてくれましてね。
It was when she was still in elementary school. She came to visit with her butler, Kuroki-san. Okay, let's pay attention. This is probably important. Well, why do I say probably? This is going to be important.
しかしパソコンはなぜ消えたのでしょう。誰かに盗まれたかと思いましたが、他のものは手つかずでしたし、宝物殿の鍵は壊されてもいなかったですし。
But why did that computer disappear? I thought someone might have stolen it, but everything else is untouched and the lock wasn't broken. This contradicts Lukako's statement. Lukako said she didn't know about the IBN 5100.
ルカは何か知らないかな。確かここ最近は毎年年末の大掃除の日に宝物殿の掃除をしているだろう。
Luka, do you know anything about it? You've been cleaning the sanctuary the past few years, haven't you? Once again, Lukako hangs her head, almost shaking and with fear. Her hands are trembling.
ルカ子、どうなんだ？
Lukako, what's wrong? I try asking again, but she doesn't raise her head.
何も知りません。
I don't know anything. The look on her face betrays her. Lukako is lying. But why? Remember, she shouldn't even know about the IBN 5100. Why does she know? Because the world line changed. There's no other answer. Her D-mail must be the cause. In Ferris's case, I didn't know what her D-mail was about. But in Lukako's case, I already know what it is. I want to be a girl. The D-mail must have had influence beyond Lukako's sex, the butterfly effect. It somehow changed the location of the IBN 5100. It was like that with Suzuha and Ferris. I can't help but think that the world itself is keeping the IBN 5100 away from me. At any rate, when Lukako sent her D-mail, Reading Steiner activated, meaning the D-mail had changed the world line. If the IBN 5100 won't return to me on this world line, then my next step is to cancel Lukako's D-mail. In other words, I need to turn Lukako back into a guy. Suddenly I feel dizzy. It's not heat stroke and it's not Reading Steiner. How am I going to explain this to Lukako herself? Just the other day when I called Lukako a guy, she cried. Then Kurisu and Mayuri ganged up on me. Sorry. Just the other day? I mean, chronologically, yes. It was just the other day, but... Man, it's been a long time since that happened. Can I get Lukako to go back to being a guy without stirring up trouble? This is going to be tough. Maybe I should consult someone about this. At first, I consider consulting Kurisu, but I don't think I should talk to a girl this time. Let's think a little. Wow, you go to Tenoji's house? Of all the people, huh? I didn't expect that, but okay. I don't know if this is going to sound off or not, but I get that Okabe wants to do right by people, and he obviously feels for Ferris and Mayuri and everyone around him, and he can be a pretty empathetic guy when you get right down to it. But here's the thing. We know... The issue with Ferris is he just explained it. We didn't know Ferris's D-mail, so we had to try and figure that out. But we know what Lukako's D-mail was. So, I'm a bit confused. Is he trying to figure out... I'm a bit confused what Okabe is doing. Couldn't he hypothetically, couldn't he just reverse it with a D-mail right now? I'm curious what he's trying to ask for help for. Is he going to try to get permission from Lukako first, or what? Because he could just go and try and fix it with another D-mail right now. So, yeah, I guess we'll find out. Give me 1 second. I need to take a bit of a break. All right, I'm back. Okay. Always make sure if you're sitting for a while, every hour or two, to stand up and walk around and maybe get a drink of water too, just to keep hydrated and keep the blood flowing. Okay, let's get back into this. I visit Tenoji's house. The divergence meter is here. I need to know what it says. Canceling Faris's D-mail appears to have raised the value by about 0.05%. I've definitely shifted between world lines. Little by little, I'm approaching the goal of 1% divergence. The number gives me courage. Afterward, Tenoji recounts his memories of Hashida Suzu, just as he did on the previous world line. I stay until he's finished. It's past 6 p.m. when I get back to the lab. Mayuri, it's good to see you, and it's good to hear your tuturu. Why did we go to Tenoji's? Huh. I mean, Oh, he wanted to see... I'm sorry. Duh. Sorry, that's a bit of facepalm moment there. He wanted to check the divergence meter. I see. Sorry about that. Took me a second. Tuturu, welcome Bakarin. Bakarin. Okay. There are 2 girls in the lab, Mayuri and Krisu.
最後の「ん」は何の真似だ？
Who is this Karin?
おかえりとおかりんって似てるでしょ。だからくっつけたら一粒で2度おいしいんだよ。
Well, welcome back flows so well into Okarin, doesn't it? When you put them together, it's doubly delicious.
美味しくはないだろう。
It's not delicious.
対おかりん専用挨拶ってことでいいんじゃないかな。
It's a greeting I can only use for Okarin, so why not?
だろう。
Where's Daru?
多分メイクいいんじゃないかな。
Probably at May Queen?
メイクイン。
May Queen. So that's back too.
フェイリスの言っていたバイトってメイクインのことか。
So when Feyris said she had work, she meant at May Queen.
マユリは？マユリもそこでバイトしているよな。
What about you, Mayuri? You work there too, don't you?
もちろんだよ。どうして今さらそんな当たり前のことを聞くの？変なおかりんだね。
Of course I do. You know that, Okarin. You're so weird.
あのね、マユシーは明日からのコミマに備えてお休みをもらっているのです。
Mayushi's taking a day off to prepare for Komima tomorrow. The timeline has been corrected, it seems, at least in part. I should stop by May Queen when I have time. I'll visit sometime when Mayuri and Feyris are working. I didn't realize it until it was gone, but I think I really like that maid cafe. Krisu's reading a Western book. It's the same book as always. It's pretty hefty, so it must take a long time to read. I walk past her and enter the development room. There sits the time leap machine. Today is Saturday, the 14th of August. The first time Mayuri died, it happened on Friday the 13th. After Suzuha's sacrifice changed the world line, Mayuri died on the 14th instead. Her death was delayed 24 hours exactly. If the pattern continues, her death on this world line should occur tomorrow, the 15th. The pattern? What pattern is that? Just to be safe, I should buy a few days with the time leap machine. I'll need to solve the Lukaku problem. I should time leap right away. Just before entering the lab, I peeked into the Brontube workshop. The 42-inch CRT was on, so there's no problem there. Still. Oh man, are we making a choice? Already? So, what do we think this choice is? Is it to time leap or not? Give me 1 second. Okay. Let's see here. I mean, I guess. I don't see why not. What are we doing exactly? Yeah. Wait, are we choosing to demail or to time leap? Okay, I'm curious. I'm curious what this does. Yeah, I guess we're...
岡部？何よ、なんで一人で勝手に実験を？
Okabe, what are you doing? I thought we weren't going to... By the time Kurusu starts talking, the discharge phenomenon has already started. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder what that choice was. Well, I did make a save, so whenever we need to go back, we can. An unpleasant sound pierces my ears. My vision ripples, my flesh and my soul momentarily feels separate. I grab my right wrist, I close my eyes and take deep breaths, and wait for my pulse to return to normal. It took 2 time leaps, traveling a total of 57 hours into the past. The worst is over. All that's left is a headache. I need to cancel Lukaku's D-mail on this world line. I sit down in a pipe chair and try to come up with a plan. Nothing. I've been searching for a way to tell Lukaku the truth, but every mental simulation I run ends with her in tears. So, yeah, so this goes back to my question from earlier. So what he's trying to figure out is a way to bring this up with her. Because he feels like even if she's not going to remember this or something, he feels the need to, I guess, get her permission. Something like that. Which is kind of interesting. I suppose that's to be expected. After all, I've already seen it happen once. I mistook Lukaku for a guy, and so she ended up in tears. I mean, Lukaku cries about just anything. To broach the topic now would be like poking an open wound. Damn. It looks like I have no choice but to ask Karisu. She's a girl, so she should understand how Lukako feels. Yes. As we all know, women are a hive mind, so should be simple enough. I call Karisu out to the bench in front of the Brontube workshop. We're alone.
ずいぶん深刻そうね。
This seems serious.
実は今難問に直面している。かなりデリケートな問題だ。
Alright, I'm gonna give it a 90% chance that he's gonna put his foot in his mouth, and he's gonna say something, he's going to phrase something so wrong, and Karisu's going to, I don't know, hit him with her book, or something. There's no way he's gonna phrase this correctly on the first time. Yes, I have a difficult problem that requires delicacy to resolve.
デリケート？およそあんたとは正反対のベクトル上にある言葉だな。
Delicacy? That's like the exact opposite of what anyone expects from you.
というわけで、助手のことを見込んで相談したい。女子だけに。
That's why I want to ask a girl. Plus, you're my assistant, so I need you to save my ass this instant. Ah, yes, quite.
誰馬？
Oh, you.
そもそも女子だけにってどういう意味？
Why do you need to ask a girl anyway? I give her the rundown, including how many times I've time-leapt, and what happened with Suzuha and Fabris. Wow, you're telling her everything? Let's go. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with honesty and telling her everything. That's great. How many times have I explained this to her now? This time, she believes me more readily than I expected. The only thing she doesn't believe is the story about Lukako.
漆原さんが実は男ねえ、さっぱり想像がつかない。
Urushibara-san is actually a guy? That's totally ridiculous.
だが事実だ。事実だった。
But it's the truth. Was the truth.
つまりちょっと待って。
So basically, she wrinkles her brow in thought.
彼女が実は橋田みたいな外見だったとか、そういうこと？
She looked like Hashida? Crap, I got the mental image there for a second. No, not really. No, she looked pretty much the same, actually. Judging by her expression, so did Karisu.
これはひどい。
We grimace.
絶対ありえない。あんな可愛らしい子が男だったなんて、私は認めない。
Unacceptable. There's no way such a cute girl was a guy.
待て待て、突っ走るな。俺は一言もルカ子の見た目がいかにも男だったとは言っていない。
Hey, hold your horses. I never said that Lukako looked like a guy.
むしろ見た目はあのままだった。男だった時から中性的というか女性ホルモン分泌過多としか思えなかった。
He actually looked pretty much the same. He was always androgynous, so you couldn't help but think he was secreting excess female hormones or something. As a result, I didn't even notice when Lukako became a girl at first, and made a fatal mistake.
見た目はあのまま。
He looked like she does now? Kurisu's gaze wanders for a bit.
なら許す。
Acceptable. What?
で、あんたは彼女に男に戻ってほしいと。
Anyway, you want to turn her back into a guy.
そうでなければマユリは助からない。
Unless we do, Mayuri dies.
マユリの命と漆原さんの性別か。どっちも突拍子がなさすぎて、さっぱり実感が湧かないけど。
Mayuri's life is tied to Urushibara-san's gender. It's so crazy it doesn't seem real at all.
あんたの中で解は出てるわけね。
Have you come up with a solution?
無論だ。ルカ子には男に戻ってもらう。
Of course. I'll have Lukako turn back into a guy.
ある意味で残酷な仕打ちかも。
I don't know if she's going to appreciate that.
そこでなるべく傷つけないようにするにはどうしようとこうして相談している。
Again, I find it interesting that neither of them have considered just doing it on their own, since they know what they can do to stop it. And it's not like Lukako's gonna remember when they change over. And I'm not saying that's wrong of them, but I just find it interesting that they're not even considering doing it without telling Lukako first. That's why I'm consulting you, so I can find a way to do this while hurting her the least. I take a mouthful of Dr. P in a vain attempt to quiet my frustration. And it's weird. So there are two things. One, remember that question we had earlier, whether or not the world line disappears after a D-mail? So in both of those scenarios, if the world line disappears, then, what's the point in even telling her? Because it'll disappear. And then there's the other one where the world line still exists as just another possibility, in which case nothing's actually going to change for this particular Lukako. So, what's the... the question, I guess, is sort of what's the hang-up here exactly? So, I don't know. I take a mouthful of Dr. P in a vain attempt to quiet my frustration.
自分のこれまでの迂闊な行動を呪いたい気分だ。
If only I hadn't been so careless.
D メールをいろんな人間に使わせるべきではなかった。
I shouldn't have let so many people send D-mails. This is my punishment. I must shoulder the pain of everyone who used a D-mail. Suzuha, Feiris, and now Lukako.
これまでのことを悔やんでても何も始まらない。
Regret won't change anything.
あんたの相談に対する私の回答は一つよ。
There's only one piece of advice I can give. Christina sighs, blowing her bangs.
漆原さんには何も言わない。
Don't say anything to Urushibara-san.
どういうことだ？
What do you mean?
話を聞く限りだと漆原さんについてはあんたにアドバンテージがある。つまり過去に送った D メールの内容を知っているっていうアドバンテージがね。
Based on what you've told me, you have the advantage this time. You already know the contents of the D-mail.
だからわざわざ彼女彼元彼
So you don't have to tell her. Him? Ex-him?
わざわざ漆原さんに事情を告げなくても D メールを取り消すための D メールは用意できる。
You don't have to tell Urushibara-san. You just send the cancellation D-mail. That was what I was saying.
ルカ子を装って18年前のルカ子の母親へとメールを送れということか。
You mean pose as Lukako and send the mail to her mother myself?
どうせ世界線が変わればその事実は全てなかったことになる。
If the world line changes, then that will all be undone.
この際倫理とかデリカシーとかは無視しても問題にはならない。
In which case, ethical concerns don't really matter. The end justifies the means. A philosophy worthy of a scientist.
だが問題が一つある。
Just one problem.
俺はルカ子の母親のポケベル番号を知らない。
Oops. Yep, that's that's not good. I don't know her mother's pager number.
はあ？あんたバカじゃないの？なんでメモっとかないわけ？
What? Are you an idiot? Why didn't you write it down?
その時はこんなことになるとは思わなかったのだ。
I didn't think I would need it. Grisu clicks her tongue. She rubs her brow with her fingers while muttering and thinking.
お母さんのポケベル番号単刀直入に聞き出せば？理由は適当に考えて。
What if you just ask for the pager number directly? Think up a good excuse.
警戒される気がする。
That's going to look suspicious.
何ビビってんのよ。いつもの無駄に尊大な岡部らしくないな。
What are you so scared of? That's not the vain and arrogant Okabe I know. Vain and arrogant? That was uncalled for. I don't have the time to be hoeing Kyoma for now.
そんなの口から出まかせでなんとかするのよ。それにほら、彼女って騙されやすそうな性格だし。
Just make up some nonsense like you always do. I mean, you know how gullible she is, right?
って言ってて自己嫌悪になりそう。私ってひどい女だ。
Wow, I hate myself for saying that. I'm a bad girl. Krisu hangs her head.
だが単刀直入にありのままを話すべきなのかもしれん。下手に小細工を浪するより真実を告げる方がまだ誠意があるように見える。
Maybe I should just tell her the truth. Sincerity will work better than underhanded tricks, I think. I mean, I could respect that.
マッドサイエンティストが誠意とか笑っちゃうわね。
A mad scientist, sincere. That's a good one.
洗脳してやる、ふわっはっはっはとか言い出した方が似合ってる。
It's more like you to say, I'll brainwash her, mwahahaha. Being serious, damn it.
俺はルカ子の痛みも背負う。そうしなければならないのだ。
I will shoulder Lukako's pain. That's my responsibility.
最終的に D メールを取り消したとき、ルカ子が女だったことはなかったことになる。
When I cancel that D-mail, the fact that she was a girl will be undone.
ゆえに俺が背負わなければならない。
I'm the only one who can carry that burden.
だったら私に相談する必要なんてない。今すぐ彼女のところに行って私にしたように説明すればいい。
So, what are you talking to me for? Go to her now and tell her what you told me.
そうだな。
Yeah, you're right. That's my only choice. Okay. All right. So I am curious. I am definitely very curious about what that choice we made was. Obviously, we went ahead and time-leapt. But what was the alternative exactly? I don't know. If that is the case, then that might have been another ending, maybe. But I don't know. That still felt that felt very quick from the previous one we just did to feel like it would be its own ending. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it here today. We've gone through actually quite a few scenes, it feels like, even if it's not been too long. But this feels like it's going to be the start of a whole new scene right here, so it feels like a good breaking point for me. Okay. I've been The Warm. This has been Steins Gate, start of a new chapter. Hope you're all doing alright, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.